Hello and welcome to episode 187 of That King Thing, the gaming podcast hosted by us, the King Brothers. I am your host and the eldest sibling, Thomas, and I am joined by middle sibling, Joshua.
Hello.
And littlest sibling, James.
Hello.
Weirdly, you both sounded the same doing it like that. And do you know what you both reminded me of? Can I just point out? You know, there's a vine of they're in like the rainforest or something. I'm not sure where they are, or like a jungle or something. And the person filming the video pans round, and then there's just a guy there, and he just goes, "Okay,
yeah, okay."
Yeah, but the way that you both went, "Hello," reminded me of "Okay" for some reason. Don't know why. So that's that. What have we been doing this week? Let's get on with normal resume stuff. You know what I mean?
Joshua, tell us some more about Hearthstone.
What?
What about it?
I don't know.
Considering I've played it in a month or two.
What?
Why would he have been playing Hearthstone? What? He's never mentioned Hearthstone. Well, not for a long time.
No,
he doesn't.
Yeah, that's because he's not been here for weeks.
No, he doesn't mention Hearthstone that much. James, I think. Are you sure you're in the right place with the right people here?
I'm not very well. So
James has got a secret other gaming podcast that he does with his other two brothers about games, and on that one, somebody talks about Hearthstone a lot, and he's got himself confused.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Good response. So has anyone played any games then, or what?
I don't know. There was a really disappointing sigh from Joshua.
It wasn't a sigh. It was actually my chair squealing.
No, it wasn't. It was
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
That was not a chair. Well, you did.
It went. You got a really I don't know.
There was a definite sigh. It was not a chair noise. That.
How did you forget you
Either that or he sat on a human that he calls chair.
Go on, chair. Get comfier.
I've just realised I forgot to make a drink. Damn it.
Oh, damn it. You can have some of mine if you want.
Oh, yeah, please.
No worries, bro. Here you go. Hold on, I'll pour it into the microphone.
Cheers.
There you go.
You're spilling it on me. Give over.
Oh, cheers, James.
This is really weird. What we played this week.
Do you know what? I think that moment would appease. What is it? ASMR? Is it?
Yeah.
I think that'd please some people.
Could you hear the fizzing?
Well, I heard you open the bottle, so I heard like the noise of you opening the bottle, and then the screw sound of you running the lid off really quick. And then obviously I was doing that good thing.
Would you like to hear me drink it really close to the microphone?
No, nobody wants that. Should we start an ASMR podcast?
No. If
Why,
you do,
Joshua?
that is going to be a subject on Rantz, where I just
complain. ASMR. But what if I scratch the mic like this? Is that nice?
No, it's not fucking nice.
What if I scratch my balls next to the mic like this?
At least that'd be realistic. What does ASMR even stand for? Audio sensory
Automatic
masturbating
stupid mongrels
randomness
retention.
What is ASMR?
I like Joshua's.
What was Joshua's?
Automatic stupid mongrels, and then he was struggling for
retention.
It's
there we go.
Autonomous sensory meridian response. Oh, it's not actually to do with sound as such, is it? It's to do with the tingling sensation that you get as a response to that.
Can you
and
remember?
people whispering directly in your ear is a common trigger, I think, and like somebody maybe like touching the back of your neck or something is a common trigger.
The first ever thing of that I experienced, I don't know if you two will remember this or not, but years
about the
ago, I'm talking
barbershop
about 10
thing.
years. Yeah, where he cuts your hair and you actually feel like you get. Oh, it's weird. That sets me
I
going.
still get it. Do you know what? One of the things I wouldn't call it ASMR, but one of the things that I quite like when I get my hair cut or anything is my barber does, like a dry razor, like a cutthroat razor, but with obviously just like basically because I have a zero fade on the back and around the sides. It uses a razor without anything on it, just to like tidy up the edges basically, and just kind of around the back of my neck and around my ears, just to keep it all like a crisp line. And
like
that's like it's quite.
I fell asleep getting my hair cut before.
Yeah, it's quite. I used to do it when I used to get my beard done before I was growing it out. I used to go and obviously get my beard done, but I had like a proper toweled wet shave. So you used to get you get a warm towel, then you get foam and obviously trimmed into shape, and then you get like moisturizer, and then a cold towel, to like
soothe,
close all your pores back up and stuff. So like the hot towel opens up your pores, so it's easier for them to do the job with the cutthroat razor, and the cold one kind of closes it all back up and sorts you out. But yeah, that used to be quite a relaxing process. Is it obvious that we've got no content this week?
I've done nothing but play more at Space Engineers because my weird start and finish times at work. I've not really done anything. So there's me. Done.
Nice.
So Joshua's like, let's drag this back kicking and screaming to video games. I have played nothing. You two talk.
Yep. Go ahead.
It would have been better if you talked about ASMR, Joshua. Jeez.
Do you want me to get these Whatsits and start chewing them down microphone? Because
because
it doesn't like it when you do that.
Yeah, well, go
do you
listen
know
to
what
some other
ASMR
sounds.
is, Joshua? We've just explained it, literally. Just now.
It's very
audio
very
porn.
quiet.
It's not audio porn.
Basically, it gives
it's
you a
an
sensation
autonomous
that's
sensory
enjoyable.
meridian response. Sometimes an autosensory meridian response is an experience characterized by a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck or upper spine.
I have a tingling sensation that goes from the beginning of my penis to the end of my penis while I watch porn. So, technically, same thing.
No, it's not.
It's just ear porn.
It's not, because that's not an autonomous sensory meridian response.
No,
That's a blood
not.
flow
I'm not
change.
saying it's ASMR. I'm saying that.
What
you
you
I
either
played
played
FIFA?
FIFA.
Oh,
FIFA 20 though.
ear
Oh,
porn.
actually,
Go on, James.
let's talk about Dummy's achievement. Hi, Paul Carter.
What is 24-hour stream?
Yeah, he did it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Congrats.
he did. He managed it. He did a good job. So Dummy 2008, Paul Carter of the Paul Posse.
Hi,
Hi,
Paul.
Did the
There was a ding
24-hour
at the
live
end.
stream.
What was the ding?
The ding was me putting my tub of razor wire down next to the spoon that I used to spoon it out.
The ding now has to happen every single time we say hi, Paul.
Wait. Let me see if I can recreate the scenario that I did by accident. Paul Carter of the Paul Posse, Dummy 2008. I've done that a bit wrong, but...
You've done
Hi,
it completely
Paul.
backwards.
Well, do you want
Hi,
to do it
Paul.
again? I'll do it right.
Take
Dummy
3.
2008 of the Paul Posse. No. Dummy 2008, Paul Carter of the Paul Posse.
Hi,
Hi,
Paul.
Paul.
You work?
I
Not
can't
same
do that.
effect. No.
Oh, wait, I was a bit more careful when I put it down last time. Hang on. That better?
That's better.
That's basically what I did anyway. I put my tub of razor wire energy down, and by the way, you can use the code Harlem at checkout for 10% off. I put it down on the desk, and it
Shameless plug.
rattled the spoon that I used to spoon it into my shaker. Because for some reason, I'm pointing out that I've got no drink, and now I've decided to put the powder in this, which means at some point I'm going to have to walk away and fill it with water. But I might just leave you two to talk, because I think that'll be
James has
funny.
got a suggestion on what you could fill it with.
Piss. Pure piss.
No, I'm not drinking my own urine.
You would do if you're on a desert island.
Doesn't someone do that in an episode of Always Sunny? Oh no, it's not. It's Peep Show. It's Peep Show where Jeremy decides that he's going to drink his own piss to try and keep himself young.
Right, I've got an
weird.
idea. We rush through all the game shit, and then we just do a pilot episode of Rantz.
No,
We've got next to
spin-off.
nothing to talk about. We can just do
A
a
spin-off
pilot.
just
It's not that we've got
called
nothing to
Rantz.
talk about. It's that we're talking about everything but the game.
It's clear we've not really done much this week, gaming wise.
I've done some stuff though. We've just not got to me yet. We're talking shit.
All right. James has played FIFA and COD. Thomas, what have you been up to?
No, hang on. Let James actually answer properly. What have you done, James?
Play FIFA and COD. Thomas, what you been up to? No, I did.
We
join,
still haven't talked about. We still haven't talked about Paul Carter.
Oh,
So
yeah.
talk about Paul
That's
Carter.
where we were.
We keep getting distracted.
Congrats on the 24 hours, Paul.
Yeah, well done. I joined him towards
Yeah.
the end, and he was really done it. He was really upset about his pizza as well. He ordered a pizza and he
Why?
had
What
7
happened to the
slices.
pizza? Instead of.
Well,
Instead
think
of an
about it.
even number, dickhead.
Oh!
All right, Joshua.
God.
Do you know
No,
what? Ever since
but-
Joshua had his outburst, he's changed.
Right, listen. You made it out as though there was one missing, not that it was cut wrong.
Well, we don't know.
Because imagine that. Imagine if your pizza turned up and it should have been like an 8-slice
Yeah.
medium
Which you'd
pizza,
expect.
and then it turned up with
I've-
7 slices and there was one
I've
missing.
had that.
Well,
There's like
that's
a
what-
line where the pizza is cut on the other side of the pizza and it should go through to the other side, but for some reason the dickhead just don't bother doing it.
What
You get a
are
line
you
through
on
it.
about?
If
He's saying
you're
it's just
using a
not been
pizza
cut all
cutter,
the way through.
It's been
Yeah,
cut
I know what-
halfway across.
But Joshua, that is not what we're talking about. We're talking about what if a pizza delivery man stole a slice of your pizza?
Yeah, I said
That's
that's
his
what he
tip.
did because he had 7 slices and they were all sliced, and he was like, "There's only 7. There's one missing." He's like, "I don't know if it's because I've been up for about 36 hours, but there's definitely a slice missing." And
He could have just miscounted, or he could have eaten one and forgotten he'd eaten
well,
it.
that's what I said to him initially. And he went, "I've not even started eating it yet. There's one missing."
If he doesn't remember it, he's not going to know he's done it, is he?
I reckon the delivery guy's taken a slice and pushed it
And
back
then-
together.
Yeah, and then spread the pizza around
Yeah.
to make it
Yeah,
look
but
like it's all there.
Imagine if you did that as a delivery driver. What a day's work you'd have. You'd get fed and paid.
Yeah.
And if you put your penis through the box, you might get lucky.
Through the box?
Yeah, it's like them pornos, innit, where they turn up like, "Hi, I've got your pizza." They open the box, it's like a massive penis. And they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh
but
my
you know-
god!"
One, what on earth are you watching on Pornhub? And
Animal
two,
porn.
they don't have animal porn, trust me, I tried to find it. Fuck off, Ezio.
They heard me.
That is running. For one, they don't have
He
animal
definitely heard
porn.
him.
And for two, what was the other thing? I can't remember what I was going to say now, because Ezio keeps distracting me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so Paul Carter did his 24-hour stream. He raised some good pennies.
They did. His first donation was
Okay.
straight up £100 as well. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, he got a good one. I don't know who did it. I was
Anonymous.
there. Well, I wasn't there when it happened. Anonymous, what we're watching. Did they hack anyone for him?
Hopefully not. See what I did there? I did. I enjoyed it. I understood.
Good. It's a joke that I made that even you got. Wow.
Yeah, no, crazy, innit?
They're few and far between. Unless it's to do with I'm
What's
a
that mean?
celebrity or football, you genuinely don't get my humour.
It just goes whoosh. You know, like when we do them flashback episodes and you put the whoosh before. That's what everything does over my head. Just
Yeah, that is basically James.
Yeah.
That's just James. Right, I'm trying to think what I've done. I know one thing I've done, which is I've played. Ooh, I'll tell you what I did do. I played some more of the, the Jackbox game that I talked about that I played with the Murder Hotel quiz. I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
mentioned it on here before. I was playing that for a while, the Jackbox party stuff, and it was fucking right good.
Good.
Like, other than my Elder Scrolls Online stuff that I always do, I've done that because that was part of my giveaway weekend. Played a little bit of City Skylines and I basically fucked up a city twice in a row. So what I did is I started making what was an epic road system, then realised I got no money. So anyone that did move into the town had no power and no water, and they immediately left. So that fucked that up. And then I was like, right, I'm going to be smart about this. I'm going to do this again. So I went on the exact same map, started doing the exact same thing, was smarter with my roads so I didn't spend so much. And then I put a water pump down and a windmill for like a wind farm. And I was like, sorted, no one's going to move out now. Finished making the roads and then moved everybody in. And everyone was like, yeah, we've got power. This is cool. I'm like, get in. Then I forgot that you have to have power to the water pump for it to work. It doesn't run without power. So everybody left because I'd fucked up again. I got no money again. And I was just watching my money go down and down and down. And I was like, fuck, I've done it again. But in hindsight, I know what to do now. And as a plus, I managed to successfully build a road and a housing estate in the shape of a penis twice.
Nice.
I'm going to do it a third time. So I was building roads and I was like, I need to sort of work out what to do for a housing estate here. And I think it was Trix's suggestion. She was watching and just basically went, build a road shaped like a penis. So I was like, okay. So it had like a bell end, a shaft, and some balls. And what I decided is that in the area where the balls are, I'm not going to put any buildings. I'm going to just put shrubbery.
That is.
So everyone lives in the shaft, and then there's just shrubbery around the balls.
I'd love to live in a good shaft.
Do you want to move in? Do you want to move into my town when it's finished?
I thought you can offer me something else then, but yeah, of course.
I wouldn't offer that to you. You're disgusting.
Why not?
Because you're disgusting.
You got a thing against gingers?
Yeah, I have.
Fair one. I do too.
I feel sorry for my niece.
Yeah, she's going ginger now.
She's going to be a right little ginger menace.
Screwed.
Yeah. Kate's got ginger jeans, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Oh,
she was screwed from
fucking
get-go.
Poor kid's fucked, mate.
Yeah, no.
Job's fucked.
Send her back.
It's just too late to take her back with receipt.
30-day
Sorry, this one's
return.
ginger. Can I have a different one?
Well, she was Chinese at first. I didn't understand it.
That'd be right. Could you give them wrong baby? Here is your son. What? 1, I had a girl, and 2, this one's Oriental. You're not allowed to say that, are you? Asian? No. I don't know what you said. What's the politically correct way to say they're from the region of China?
Asian.
Chinese.
This one's from
I'm gonna
China.
say Chinese. Yeah, I'm just going to say Chinese. Fuck it. Right.
Mandarinian.
I think that's all. I think we've managed to waste more than enough time to go into the news, haven't we?
Yeah, just about.
I don't know why Josh was talking about oranges, but I'm just going to move us on.
Dick.
That was a cow in
It was
distress.
a cow driving a Formula 1 car.
J4 punches cows.
You reckon? J4 punches cows, he does indeed. What a horrible man.
I've still got a picture that I made of a cow getting punched.
I thought you were going to say, I've still got a picture of me punching cows.
No, I felt bad actually going out to take a picture of me punching a cow. So I got a picture of a stupid looking cow and photoshopped a fist onto its face so like it getting punched.
You've got to do it around here when TV signal starts going.
Oh, what, punch the cows? I thought it was the sheep.
No, the sheep of the internet.
You don't play
cows
with the
do
internet, Thomas.
signal.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
You don't play with the internet. What?
You don't fuck the internet up, do you? You don't go punching the internet for no reason.
You do if you don't work.
You're talking about the internet like it's an entity, like
It is.
like in IT Crowd where she's got that box that she thinks is the internet and it's got that little blinky light on it.
This is the internet.
Internet. Yeah. Right, let's actually read some news because that's what we're here for at the end of the day. So do you remember how we talked about how shit the Stadia was going to be because it had like 12 games that nobody wanted to play?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know what news you're on about now. Go on, tell the
Well,
world,
now
Thomas.
it's got 22 games no one wants to play.
Oh my god,
Wow.
10 more old games
They've
re-released.
basically added 10 more games to the launch
Wow.
lineup, but they're basically games from the... I think we covered them specifically last time, but there's the 12 that were always going to be there, and then there were 10 others that we talked about, like Football Manager, Grid, Metro Exodus, games like that. We definitely talked about it, because I think we made the joke of, I can't wait to meet the person who buys a Stadia just to play Football Manager 2020 on it. That was the joke, wasn't it? But
Yeah, that would be insane.
yeah, that would be you. No, that would be you. If FIFA's on
would.
it, FIFA and Football Manager on Stadia, that's James for life.
All I need is
Sort of.
COD, and then my life is complete.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they basically they brought forward 10 of those games that were originally going to be in December. So I think they said it was going to be the end of the year. But the 10 that they're bringing forward are Attack on Titan Final Battle 2, Farming Simulator 2019, Final Fantasy 15, Football Manager 2020, Grid 2019. So they've confirmed that it is the new one, which is good. I expected it would have been, but that's like confirmation that it is. Metro Exodus, NBA 2K20, Rage 2, Trials Rising, and Wolfenstein Young Blood. So a little bit more for people to get into with the Stadia, but I still don't think it's the best lineup of games to launch a product, is it?
There's no exclusive title to it. They need something exclusive that's not like a game that you can play.
Excuse me,
elsewhere.
James. Guilt's
What?
an exclusive.
Oh, give over.
It is. Like, it's not really a proper headline.
They should feel guilt for putting that in it.
You did a funny...
Bants.
You did a funny banter thing. I did see something quite interesting recently that was... Well, I say interesting, it was more funny, I think, than anything. But basically, there was a guy, and it said something like... I can't remember what his name is. I'd have to go back and double check. But it said, like, congratulations on being in the 3 worst console launches in history. And he was involved in the PS3, the Xbox One, and now the Stadia. And he presented all 3. And it is like,
Ouch.
wow, yeah, that guy's a curse to not getting to announce anything because it will tank. I can't remember who it was, and I'm just scrolling up and down Facebook where I'm pretty sure I saw it. But I can't see it, so I can't tell you who this person is. But if you've seen the meme, feel free to let me know. But yeah, that's the Stadia news, I guess. In other news, there's been a patent logged for what appears to be the Ps5 controller in. I think it's in Japan patents that it's been logged. But to be fair, it doesn't look that dissimilar from the DualShock 4. I think the significant differences from it were that it's got what I believe is a microphone built into the front of it. So whether that means that you wouldn't need a headset for voice comms because you'd be able to use the controller. I'd be a bit worried about there being a mic in the front of it constantly, if I'm totally honest. But because you never, like, unless it's easy enough to disable.
Pull it out.
Well, I guess you could open the control and pull it out, yes, but...
Well, you don't know who's listening these days. You have a conversation about, like, buying a tent, and then you go on Facebook, there's an advert for a bloody tent.
Yeah,
it's like, leave me alone.
It is legit weird like that. Like,
Yes.
do you know the time I tend to find that happens the most is if I'm watching something on, like, Netflix or whatever, and I sort of think to myself, oh, I recognise that actor or actress, like, who is it? Or, like, I could Google the first name of the character in the program that I'm watching, and it'll come up saying, like, their surname and then, like, the name of the show that I'm watching. And I just find it really weird. Like, I was watching, like, just a random example, I was watching Always Sunny, and I went to Google. I wanted to find something out about Charlie Day, who's in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Is Philadelphia? Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I literally just typed Charlie into my phone, and it was like Charlie Day, something came up. And I was like, it must be listening, because it's not like I sit there Googling him all the time or anything.
It's messed up.
So there must be something that, I don't know. But the thing is, all the services are connected these days. So all they need to do is know what you've been watching to know what you're likely to want to Google. Same as Facebook, like everything's connected to Facebook. So as soon as you go on a site, you will get the targeted ads for that site, 100%.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, it is odd. But that's marketing for you and data. Google and Facebook pretty much own all the data in the world.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Just hang on 1 second.
What was the slight whistling?
It was me opening my drink.
Oh, you. I'm gonna have some What's-Its while he's gone.
What?
Have some What's-Its while he's gone.
Zits?
Yeah, What's-Its.
Right, sorry, I'm
Are
back.
you a cruncher or a melter, James?
I'm a melter.
You're a fucking melt is what you are.
Are you a cruncher or a melter, Thomas?
Maltesers?
What's it?
Well, come on, man. It weren't a bad guess considering I wasn't here for the conversation.
No, it weren't. To be honest, it's a relevant question for Maltesers.
No, I eat I eat what's it's like a normal person, Joshua.
What's normal though, Thomas?
Eating them like crisps.
Define normal.
Define crisp. The one thing I do though with what's it is I intentionally use nothing but my index finger and my thumb to pick them out of the packet,
So that you can lick your fingers at the end.
For maximum distribution on my fingers. And then
not like that filthy bastard.
Do you know what? Whenever I eat What's-Its, I always think of him. Every time.
I do.
Without fail.
I do that too.
Them dirty orange fingers that he's got dangling down from settee, and he's not even fucking
Bullseye gets to go all in on them.
Oh, Bullseye. Can you imagine a hand that big covered in What's-It bits?
God, you'd be in your element.
For those who don't have What's-Its, which I believe are our American cousins and possibly our Australian cousins, they're basically Cheetos. Cheetos, What's-Its, they're pretty much all the same thing.
Cheese poofs.
Cheese poofs, yeah.
In like a weird chode type shape.
Maize-based snack.
They're mainly air, but when you set them on fire, they're gone.
Why are you burning What's-Its with fire?
Did you not burn a What's-It in a science class?
No.
We did Screaming Jelly
I did
Baby.
science in science classes.
You did Screaming Jelly Babies?
I didn't do that either. I did science.
You never did Screaming Jelly Baby?
Science. No, I've never had a Screaming Jelly Baby.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go back to the news scenes now. YouTube sidetracked while I was away from the mic, and I've somehow got to edit this. So I'm just going to segue back into the news and pretend that this never happened, but leave it in. Where were we in the news? Oh yeah, the controller, the PS5 controller.
Yeah,
we somehow got away from that
because of the microphone issue.
The microphone, that was it. Derailed us. But essentially, yeah, it's the same controller pretty much.
Yeah, it looks holdable.
It looks like the touchpad might be a bit better or a bit bigger. There's been rumours that it's going to be an LCD screen with like a quick menu in it, which would be kind of cool, to be fair, like to sort of have the friends list or something that you can scroll through on like a little touch screen on the controller rather than having to open a slide out or go to the dashboard or something to invite people to like a party or a group. That'd be pretty cool as a feature. But honestly, other than that, it doesn't look that much different.
No.
And you can see something in the bottom that looks like it could be where this rumoured microphone is.
Yeah, on the back.
When has a PlayStation controller had such a big change that you've gone, well, that's not a PlayStation controller anymore?
Well, exactly.
For me, they get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Every time.
Or is it because I'm growing up and my hands are getting bigger?
I think it's huge. I think it is a passage of time there. The reason I say that is because if you get a DualShock 2, a DualShock 3, and a DualShock 4 and put them all next to each other, there is very minimal difference between them.
That's shocking.
Is it Jewel was shocking?
No, just shocking.
Was Jewel
What
in
about
why
the
she getting
controller
shocked?
without thingy sticks on it? The smallest, lightest controller known to man.
Oh, what, the original PS1 controller?
The
Well,
original
PSX
PS1
controller, technically.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, that was really weird.
The non-dual shock one.
Yeah, that one still wasn't that much smaller than the current DS4 though, I don't think.
No, it just grew testicles and you could move those testicles around to move your character.
It essentially evolved with us.
Yeah.
And then it got rumble strips like a dildo. I'm just trying to make the reference that you're making to it being a sexual transition. I'm going to move on. Path of Exile had ExileCon over in Auckland. It was earlier. I think it was the weekend just gone. Regardless, they had huge announcements, including new content for Path of Exile, which comes in December. Path of Exile 2, which I believe they said was going to be at the end of 2020, so about a year away. And then also a mobile version of the game. And people are actually quite hyped about the mobile version of the game. I find it kind of ironic after the hatred that Diablo Immortal got. I can see the difference, and the differences being that obviously Path of Exile is a free-to-play, for one. And for two, they also announced Path of Exile 2 and a mobile game.
That's what
I do see the differences, but
yeah,
I do find it a little ironic how everyone's like, "Oh, Path of Exile mobile, it's going to be amazing." And this is just Diablo Immortal. It's the same thing. How can you say one looks shit and the other looks amazing? Grim Dawn is the little brother to Path of Exile, which is the little brother to Diablo 3. Well, Diablo in general, but specifically Diablo 3. So they're all essentially the same game. IMO.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that skeleton didn't have cheese for a snack.
Well, that's redundant, isn't it? Because the joke's going on the end of the episode. So you just ruined that.
But please leave that in so he looks
I'm
like a weirdo.
I'm gonna make him look like an absolute tit by leaving that in. Okay. Other news and less bit of news for this week is Valve are revealing, they are revealing, they've confirmed that they will be on Twitter, but they're going to reveal a VR Half-Life game called Half-Life Alyx. I believe it's pronounced Alyx. Anyway, that's what it looks like. It's going to be done tomorrow/today. It's tomorrow to us, today as this goes out. So there will be a Half-Life game of some description from Valve very soon.
It's mad that it'll be VR. That's literally like having a second life.
It is, but that's nothing.
Does James realise what he's just
Half-Life
said?
is? Yeah, I don't think he realises what Half-Life is.
What is Half-Life? Is it that not where you make a character and you live a second life?
No, that's funnily enough called Second Life.
Second Life.
Oh shit!
That's what I was saying. That's what I was referring to.
What's Half-Life?
Now do you know what? Half-Life is Gordon Freeman. It's like...
Oh shit, yeah, Gordon Freeman, yeah.
Fucking idiot.
They should make
anyway.
I'd prefer to have a fucking Second Life VR game. Just saying.
The funny thing is people have been waiting for Half-Life 3 for years, and the sort of famous thing almost with Valve is they don't make a third installment of any game ever. Everything gets to 2 and then never goes past that. And this doesn't really count, I don't think, as a third game. So
no, it technically doesn't, does it? It's not got a 3 after it. It'll be a filler.
Yeah, it's a VR only thing, so it's it's a bit like Fable Journey being considered as Fable 5. It definitely wasn't, because it was a Kinect only game.
And it was
just
between
involved...
Fable 1 and 2, I believe.
No, it wasn't.
Or 2 and 3. I can't remember.
And it was shit.
And it was shit. That's the more important thing.
I enjoyed it. But then again, I just bumped
You
Fable,
would.
So... Yeah.
You went through a really like obsessive phase with Kinect, though, didn't you? So you and Fable, of course, you
Both of them, yeah.
What do you mean
Recently,
both
I
of
have been
them?
considering getting the Xbox One Kinect Sports back on it and
Why?
playing that. I don't know. I keep seeing it in my ready to install list.
Just
I'm
get
like,
a fit
Good.
ring or whatever they're called.
I'm sure I've
Fuck
got
it
a
all up.
Kinect somewhere. You can have.
No. I know. Let's all buy Nintendo Wii's for shits and gigs.
I've got one.
You've already got one?
Yeah.
Serious? For real?
Let's
I've
get
got
Super
I've got
Mario
one in the
Striker.
house. It's not.
That's where I was going with this, James. They need Super Mario Striker for Switch.
That would be in. I'd buy a Switch for that.
Why
Hands
is
down.
that
That'd
not
be-
already done?
Yeah, why is that not already a thing?
I'd buy a
God
Switch
damn
for
it,
that.
It's supposed to
Nintendo.
be taking over
Well done.
2040.
There we go. You got there
The
eventually.
most famous date of this podcast, and he can't remember it.
So Joshua had to count his way to 2042 then. Yeah, anyway, going back to VR instead of Nintendo Switches and Mario Superstar Striker. Yeah, the interesting sort of thing that I saw come out of this, which I just sort of found interesting, I did a little bit of digging into, but I saw someone reply to the tweet about them announcing a Halflife VR game. And they were like trying to be sarcastic and put, oh yeah, the 0.32% of Steam's user base who have VR are really excited, guys. So if someone responded and like genuinely put, it's actually over 1% now and growing. And then the guy sarcastically went, oh shit, this changes everything. And then somebody like proper just destroyed him and put, well, I mean, considering that that's like at least 1 million people and this title's meant to grow that user base, and then compared it to how like Half-Life 2, everyone went out buying like ridiculous new graphics cards and new PCs and stuff like that just to play the game. And the fact that he's pretty much hit the nail on the head there. Like, one, I checked the figures, and for last year, he's not that far off because it was saying the Steam active user base was 90 million people, and they estimated that roughly 720,000 of them were using a VR headset of some description. And that's October last year in 2018.
Which has gone up since.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's gone up since. Just because more and more people are getting them as they become more affordable and more like a more realistic option for people with PC specs and stuff like that. And like you say, this game is gonna draw people to go get one. It wouldn't surprise me if they're announcing this tomorrow, Thursday, as we go out. It wouldn't surprise me if people try and pick up like a VR headset in a Black Friday sale or something like that.
Yeah, and
That's
it's time
exactly
to
why they're
release
doing
it purposefully for sales and Christmas period where things are on sale and people get gifts and people might now have a reason to get the VR, which is what they want because they're not just making money off of the new game. They're making money off of the VR sales because they're going to buy other games.
If they are any of the headsets affiliated with Steam?
Well, I don't know.
Or is it any of them?
Google it now.
Like, are any of the headsets directly affiliated with Steam and Valve? Because obviously some games are Rift compatible, some games are Vive compatible, some games are both. But I don't think either of them are directly affiliated with Steam, are they?
No, I don't think they are. I think that certain ones weren't able to use it. Were it the Oculus Quest or whatever it is? They weren't able.
That's
to
what I
use
mean.
Steam
Like,
games, but I think they are now.
it's more about the developer as to what headset it supports than it being Steam or Valve. Like, some of them are Rift only, some of them are Vive only. It's like having a PlayStation or an Xbox. Like, some games are on PlayStation, some games are on Xbox, some games are on both. It's the VR headset market is very similar to that, as far as I understand it. I've only ever really used them at conventions and stuff. I've not owned one. I don't know anyone. If I do know anyone that owns one, they've never invited me to use it. The bastards.
I've never used one, so I ain't got a clue. Closest I've got is beer goggles.
Yeah. I don't think that counts.
No, I don't think it counts either.
let's move on. Oh, actually, speaking of moving on, it is game time. Wow, we've rabbited on about so much before getting to a game. How have we done this? Because we're professionals, folks. That's why.
Sure we are.
Defo.
It's time to play a game.
So this week it is my turn to host a game. The scores at the moment are me on 15, Joshua on 7, James on 11. So Joshua's done for, essentially. But we see the year out with the games, so we will continue them. And as I say, it's my turn to host this week, so these two are going head to head. This week, the concept of my game is very simple, but I feel it'll be difficult to ever play it again unless a lot of new games come out between now and the time that we play it again. So we will have to see. But I will explain the rules, I guess, and then you can see how good you both are at it. So, this week's game is all about languages.
Languages?
Languages.
Please tell me we know what saying where languages come from, because we're not good at that. We've tried that before.
So, I've been inspired by the fact that we keep speaking Spanish so fluently and eloquently to go through some video game languages, and I want you to tell me what game the language is from its name.
Okay.
So I may be able to Google phrases in it, but I doubt it very much. Most of them I think you'll be all right with, but it really depends. So there's 10 of them. They start off what I consider like pretty easy. You'll probably work it out straight away. There's like a couple of those. There's then some in the middle which are harder, and you just really need to know about the game to get it. You'll get it from like word association of the language to the game, I think. And then the last few are pretty hard, and I think you'll have needed to play the game to know them, because you wouldn't just know them.
Okay.
Like, but we'll see how we go. The question is, who's going first?
James
who's
going
second?
first.
Okay,
then I'm going first.
Okay, James, would you like to go first? Because you're gonna. Okay, so language number 1. I want to know what game this is from. It's Simlish.
Ugh.
It's what?
Simlish.
Oh, Sims.
Yeah, it is. It's from The Sims. See, I told you at the start.
I panicked then. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought you said Slim Fish. I was like,
Slim
what?
Fish. Yeah, what's Slim Fish? So that was easy peasy. So Joshua, yours is around about. I've tried to even this out as well, so that whoever got an easy one, it was followed by a fairly easy one, and then the ones in the middle, like I say, a little harder, and then so there's an even number of basically the way it's spread. So yours, Joshua, is Hylian.
Legend of Zelda.
It is indeed Legend of Zelda. See, I told you the first couple were easy.
I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah, I guess that James wouldn't have got that.
Well, yeah, but James, you're an idiot. So no offense to anybody else who didn't get that, but James is an idiot. Okay, James, back to you.
Okay.
Okay. No, James, back to you. Animalese.
Trying to think of something with animals.
This is yeah. I was about to say this is.
Are we passing him if you don't get it?
Yeah, I'll pass it across if he gets it wrong, or if he passes it in general. This is the territory where logic of knowing things in the game or the game's names and things like that will come into play, I guess.
Come on, James. Have you not got this one?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something with animals, but
Just say
Spyro.
Okay, no, it's not Spyro. I don't understand how you got there, but
Is
Joshua,
it Animal Crossing, Thomas?
it is Animal Crossing, yeah.
God damn it.
So that is 2-1 to Joshua, and it's Joshua's turn. So Joshua's is Zandalai. Oh, sorry, no. Actually, it'd be Zandali, sorry.
Well, it's trolls from World of Warcraft or Azeroth, whichever way you want to say
It is. That is very good. Zandalari trolls
Zandalari
speak
trolls.
Zandali. So that's 3-1 to Joshua. James, your next one is Menophyte.
I can't remember what this is. It rings a bell.
I've got a feeling I'm not going to be able to do very well at this game.
I'm surprised.
I don't know.
I'm disappointed in you, James. I'm very disappointed in you.
Judging by you saying that, it's something that I've played a lot.
I wrote this.
I want to say.
Go on.
I can't think of where it's actually from, but I want to say RuneScape. I don't know how or where. Just because of you saying that.
James. It is RuneScape.
Oh my god, you're playing with my emotions.
Okay, so Menophyte is they're like I guess a race of people, a type of people within there. You got the Menophyte thugs, and they look a bit like Egyptians. They wear like the things on their heads that look a bit like Egyptian headwear. But the reason I picked Menophyte specifically is I went through a list of languages in RuneScape, and I decided I would pick ones that had their own wiki page within the wiki, because I thought to myself, I don't know that much about RuneScape, if anything at all. So if I pick one that's got its own wiki page, I thought it must be something that's fairly common in the game for it to have enough information to have its own wiki. Yeah. And Menophyte was one of the only ones that had its own page. So
it's them from Al-Khalid, isn't it, Joshua?
They're in. It said they were from. They were from a desert. I'm trying to think what it said the desert was called.
Al-Khalid.
It's Al something. I think James is right with Al-Khalid or whatever it is.
So there you go. But that's that one. So that's a point for James. That makes it 3-2. And it's Joshua's turn with New Crichton.
Just say American. Sounds like a New York, New Jersey, New Hampton.
You're just saying things begin with new now, aren't you?
New look.
Yeah, you go in there, they do all speak another language.
What's funny is New Hampton's in New Hampshire. So it's like New Hampton, New Hampshire. That's where it is.
New Crichton?
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't think.
I genuinely thought it was New Hampton that you were asking for then.
No, I said New. No, you've confused yourself now, haven't you?
Yep.
I can't think of what that's from. It's probably really obvious, but I can't think of
I'm going to guess something to do with Fallout. I don't know how, but I'm going for it.
No, it's not Fallout. And Joshua's passed it. I'll keep hold of it just in case we need to come back. I'll not reveal what it is just yet, in case we need to come back to it as maybe a tiebreaker. So James, yours is next, and it's, I can never remember how to say this, but Sanghili.
Sanghili.
Sanghili maybe. Yeah, it's Sanghili or Sanghili. It's one or the other. Depends on how you pronounce a couple of the vowels in the middle.
What's it fucking from though?
Halo? No?
Yeah. Very good, yeah. It's basically the language of the majority of the elites, because they come from Sankilos and they speak Sanghili. So that is a fucking good guess, James. Well done. That is well done. So that makes it 3-3 because of the pass. Joshua, yours is next, and it's Albehead.
Albed is
Albehead, you
Final
prick.
Fantasy X. It's what the Albed speak.
Yeah, it is. It's from it is from Final Fantasy X. Well done. So that's 4-3.
Damn it.
James, your next one, and actually your last one, thinking about it.
Oh god,
because this is your fifth one. Wenja.
That's an Australian word.
Far Cry.
Fuck it! Where have you pulled that from, you little shit? It is. It's Far Cry Primal. It's the tribes in Far Cry Primal.
It is indeed.
How the you've played every fucking Far Cry, haven't you? That's why.
Yep.
I thought, do you know what? These were supposed to be the hard ones, where I was like, you've got to have played the game and know the game to get these ones, in my opinion. Fucking hell. Right.
One more.
So that makes it 4-4. Joshua, you have to get your last one right to win. If you don't, we'd go back to the other as like
Don't
a
I get
tiebreaker.
first dibs on the one from before? Because James had to go last on it.
Yeah.
Well, it was yours originally. But anyway, this one is yours anyway, so it's the last one. Dovazul.
Oh, that's from Skyrim.
I'll accept Skyrim or Elder
the
Scrolls.
Dragon
Yeah,
Speak.
it's Dragon Speak. Yeah, it is indeed Dragon Speak. So that is a point for Joshua, and it takes him to 5-4. So that is a victory. I'm very proud of you both for that one. You did a lot better than I thought you were going to. There was only one essentially that was skipped, and it's New Crichton. Do you know what? Have you worked out what it is?
No, what's it from? Because it's bugging me now. It's something really obvious.
It should be obvious to you. I know I'd have got it, which is one of the reasons I put it in as the middle pack. It's from Guild Wars 2.
Yeah,
because it's Kryta.
Yeah,
and there's old Crichton, which is what's in Guild Wars 1, I believe, and then New Crichton is what they speak as an official language in Guild Wars 2. It's essentially English. It's like the human language, but it's known as Crichton.
But they had different versions of it because some of them were from like their version of Japan in the factions expansion, and then some form of Eastern country desert.
Yeah, well, and the different races have got. So there's New Crichton, which is the most common one, which is basically English, and you've got the old Crichton, which is, like I say, I'm pretty sure that's what was used in old. Is the Druids in original Guild Wars?
It's not. No.
Oh, maybe it's older than. He said when I was reading about it, he said something about it being related to the Druids, so it's maybe even older than Guild Wars 1. There was the Asurans have 2 languages. The little mice. I don't know. Yeah, you call them mice as well. So
they are like little rodent people.
They look like rodents. Fuckers. Yeah, they're insanely intelligent rodents. The Char have their own language, but
it's called Izard, isn't it?
I don't know. I couldn't see a name for that. Izard. The Norn just speak Norn.
Yeah, I always forget that they're called Norn, not Nords.
Yeah, I know.
It's just the norm
all the time. And then, do you know what the Mozart are? The Mozart,
yeah, he's a painter. No, he's not. He's a singer. An orchestra. What is it?
Go on. He's a singer and a painter, and what else is it?
Is it opera? I don't know what it does. It's just baby music.
Baby music? What?
Yeah. It fucking puts Slayer to sleep, I know that much.
Usually you listen to Mozart.
Mozart?
Apparently you don't know who Mozart is, so...
I don't know what I'm on about anymore. Just carry on.
Oh, fuck yeah, go on. What were you asking, Thomas?
I was trying to say Mozart. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. They're also known as the unseen ones.
That's
Sylvares.
Oh yeah, it is. No, I don't know what you're on about. If they've brought a new race into it, then no, I don't know what that is.
It says, spoiler alert, the following text contains spoilers relating to the ruined city of Arar, Bastion of Penitent in Living World Season 3. I feel like me and you did Living World Season 3, so we should really know about this.
Well, I don't remember this shit.
In more important...
Oh, no, hang on. Living World Season 3 began in 2016, and the Heart of Thorns is required to play it. We didn't do Living World Season 3, never mind. We did 1 and 2, I think, because 1 was with the pirates, and then, do you remember when Lion's Arch got completely destroyed?
Yes, I think I do.
Yeah, it's all been rebuilt now. I've been back. Did I mention it at the beginning of the podcast? I've been playing Guild Wars 2. Did I mention that or not?
No, so they're not banned your
See,
account.
we got so sidetracked, I forgot. I've been playing Guild Wars 2 over the weekend.
What you need to do is just say Guild Wars 2 and then just cut that little bit and put it at the beginning. You should do that just for laughs.
There's a whole new set of events and stuff coming up. And do you know what, Joshua? I went back to it and I played like 2 hours, maybe a bit more. And I literally lost track of time. Like, I was intending to go on, make a new character, because I made a new account because it's free to play now.
Yeah.
So I made it. In fact, hang on a minute. So Joshua won. That means that the scores are now 15 me, Joshua 8, James 11. There you go, Joshua.
My win streak's over.
Your win streak is over.
Ha 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 ha.
too late. You've already cooked it.
Do you know the hot thing from last week or the week before? What's really weird is he came up on Facebook like literally, I don't know, earlier this afternoon or maybe last night or something.
I've seen it too. I chuckled at it.
The thing is, I was telling my mate about the hot thing, and then he tagged me in that post. No. Well, if it did, that's insane. But I was telling him about that, and then he tagged me in the same post that me and you have both seen, James. I found it quite funny. So that was that. That was a sidetrack again. I was just saying that there's a bunch of new content coming out for Guild Wars 2. So I was trying to get back into it just to see how it felt. And I made a new account with it being free to play, partly as well to see how much I lagged on the American servers, because I know some people that play in the Americas. So I wanted to see if I could manage to play on them before I spent the gem things to move, because I've got tons of gems saved up, so I could do it without it bothering me. And it worked all right, but two, I very quickly remembered why we used to play that game and how much we actually enjoyed playing it for a long time. And why? Because I'd played it for 2, maybe even 3 hours, and I literally just lost track of time because I was enjoying myself for the first time playing that in ages. But I think it helped I'd made a new character, because I didn't have the pressure of trying to remember what everything did and then work out all the new stuff that they've added. There's a lot of new stuff that they've added. You can specialize now, which means which has been in it for a long time, to be fair, but you can specialize and go down a specific route. So if you're a ranger, you can now maybe learn to use a weapon you couldn't use before. I can't think of a good example because I've not looked properly, but before, you maybe couldn't use 2 one-handed weapons together, or something like that. Whereas with the specializations, you can. It's a bit like picking a spec, and you get so instead of the skills being available to everyone depending on what everyone that plays the class, depending on what weapon you equip, and then being limited to which weapons you can have, you've now got a specialization, and one might make you more tanky, one might make you more DPSy, and so there's a little bit more variety, I guess, and a little bit more choice. But it did definitely feel a good game again. And I enjoyed playing it, even though I started a new character, which I don't always like. A lot of games I struggle to go back to because it's I'm too far gone to pick up where I left off because I'll have forgotten too much. But
that's what I do.
I'm
every
not.
Time I go back to WoW or something, I'll make
and exactly, and then but I make a new character. I'm bored of this because I've got to level. But I wasn't feeling that with Guild Wars 2, which is really interesting. I felt encouraged to keep playing because of the way the game was. So it was pretty interesting. But if you'd like to try it again, Joshua, tell me, because there's people that are wanting to play the new content and stuff, and I'm genuinely thinking about trying to work out how my character class works again to try it and do some of this world story stuff. So come smash shit with me. Yay! I will convince you slowly but surely. I remember when I bought a copy of Guild Wars 1, having never played it, just to get the outfit in Guild Wars 2. Or whatever it is that you get something, don't you? Like a costume piece.
I think you can still
or something.
I think you can still earn them. As long as you've got loads and loads of different objectives and shit. You could have so many different pets or whatever.
Yeah.
And you got something, and then so many different characters at max level, and different types of class, and then different types of weapon, different legendary weapons, all that kind of shit. It all added up.
Oops. Ignore that.
And the more shit that you actually got, the more stuff you got from the new game, and you sort of leveled up, and it were kind of leveling up a battle pass where every level had something new for you to get. So you kept leveling up this bar before Guild Wars 2 came out, and you got those items when Guild Wars 2 actually came out.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. All I remember is you told me about something that you'd got. And there's a weird vault, isn't there, that you can only go to if you've got this particular item.
Yeah.
And then you go to that vault and you can make yourself an old school outfit, or I can't remember what it is.
Yeah,
it's like a
what-
cosmetic outfit you
Yeah.
can only get if you played Guild Wars 1. And you showed it me, and I was like, because of my horrible addiction to being like, I want something if somebody else can't have it. Like, I want to be unique. I want to have all the exclusive stuff. I went out and bought a copy of Guild Wars 1, booted it up to play it, just to make a character to then be able to go get the thing in Guild Wars 2. So, yeah. Okay, moving on from that segue. There isn't any.
Nothing.
Can I read them this week?
Yeah, you can read it. Actually, there is one. I've just gone and checked Discord. I fucked up this week, and I have been so busy over the last couple of days. I completely forgot what day it was until about 4:00 this afternoon, and then I realized it was Wednesday, and then I was like, "Shit, we need to do a podcast."
Boop.
And I didn't have a chance to get. I didn't have a chance to get anything posted or anything on social before I got home, and then had to make a game, had to put all the news together. Basically, I had to do everything because these two do nothing. So I got a chance to
We do
very
nothing.
quickly. You do nothing. I very quickly got a chance to put a message in Discord because it was the quickest one for me to get out and then be able to check. And one person has replied. So James, if you would like to read it, feel free.
Is it in the doc?
No, it's in Discord.
Oh,
Have I just said?
Just have a chat whilst I get to Discord.
Okay.
How's about I read
oh,
it? 'Cause I've got it open already.
Oh, go for it then, Mr. Show Off.
It's from Mad Madison, and it's can you guys sing the? Oh, I can't even fucking say this word. So no, I can't. Cucaracha.
You can't say that.
Is it
yeah.
cucaracha?
La cucaracha. Da 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 da. That's
you go.
as much as I know.
Same.
This
I feel
is
like
this
I'm
is
going
to
to hit
do
a pinata.
a pinata. A pinata. What's a pinata?
I like
It's a yacht.
Hey, bring me that pinata. What? Oh, that's a really racist Mexican accent.
It is very.
I apologize. That is a very stereotypical Mexican
End the
accent.
show.
Please, like, hey,
Please do it again. Please do it again. But say something like, "Hey, amigos, let's go get some burritos."
Hey, amigos, you want a burrito?
There we go. Super racist.
I like burritos. It's like my favorite. Honestly, burritos are one of my favorite food. So
that's
You're not
the
really
best
defending
way
your
to defend
actions.
yourself against
Yeah.
the
I
racism.
do seriously.
Against
like
the racism
burritos.
like thing. I wasn't
know what?
racist because I like burritos.
Yeah, I like the food. Okay. Now, the reason I think Madison sent us a message saying, "Can you sing La Cucaracha off the top of your head?" I believe that is because Madison's originally from Puerto Rico, and I believe that is because she finds it hilarious when we try and speak Spanish.
I see.
Well, sorry, James specifically tries to speak Spanish.
Qui?
Do you know what, James? I'm going to paste you the first verse of La Cucaracha into Zencaster. I'll do the first two verses because they're pretty short, and I want you to read them. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Should have said C. CC. Okay, I pasted it into Zencaster. Read that.
Right. La
Is he just saying
cucaracha, la cucaracha, ya no puede caminar porque no tiene porque
That's an E.
le falta una pata para andar. Una cucaracha grande si pasa en la cocina Waila. Shansla? I don't know. Di madre le ha quito una patilla. Petita.
Okay, that was terrible.
Thank you.
Do you actually know anything about the Cucaracha song?
No, is it about tits?
No, it's about a cockroach.
Huh?
As much as I know is la cucaracha is the cockroach. And then that first bit that I made you read is something about him not being able to walk because he doesn't have any legs or something. So the Poke no tiene is because he doesn't have, because le falta is something, it means something similar. And then, what is it now? I can't remember. And then
The cockroach
cucaracha
can no longer
grande.
walk because it does not have, because it lacks a leg to walk. A large cockroach walks in the kitchen, and my mother's flip-flop has taken a leg.
There you go.
There you go.
I knew it was something like that. And that's just basically me piecing it together in the past from reading the lyrics and being interested in what the lyrics are, and reading it then as I was like reading the text as James was trying to sing it and trying to remember what it all meant. But that's about as much as I know. I just knew it was about a cockroach and the fact that it had no legs, so I wasn't far off. So that was incoming. Thanks, Madison.
Thank you indeed.
Give us a rating from 1 to tiene. Is it tiene?
Oui.
Yeah, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know what is tiene. What's tiene? Is tiene 20?
I don't know.
No, it's 20. 22. That's 22. What's tiene? Oh no, tiene is not even a number, is it?
No, you just.
I don't know.
I don't know where I've got tiene from.
Have. Does not have legs.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then no, what 10, 5, 10, 6, 10, 7, 10, 8, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and then it carries on like that. I don't know past 20 though, 29 though, because I don't know what 30 is. 30,
Something like that.
maybe,
Yeah.
and then it'll be like
Cinquenta is 50.
Yeah.
Why are we learning Spanish?
We're
Es muy
remembering
bueno.
Spanish, James. We're not learning it. We're remembering it.
Yeah, we're remembering Spanish. We know Spanish.
I don't have to because my girlfriend knows it all. So
Mi habla español picante. I speak Spanish a little. I speak a little Spanish.
Me llamo biblioteca.
Your name is library.
Yes.
I can play the didgeridoo.
No, you
Do
can't.
you know
You
what that
could
just
blow
reminds
air
me
down a
of?
pipe.
Have you been watching I'm a Celebrity?
Yeah, with the guy who's like,
where Andrew Maxwell's like, yeah, that's my hidden talent is I can do the didgeridoo. Sound like a didgeridoo.
without the didgeridoo.
Without the didgeridoo. Right, this is really sidetracked. I'm going to do socials and then we can leave people to their day. If you'd like to find us on social media when I decide that I am going to post something, you can do so by going to Twitter and looking for that_king_thing. You can find us on Facebook by searching for That King Thing. And you can find us online at thatkingthing.com, where there is a link to our Discord, our Patreon, and anything else like that. That might be of use to you. That is it for this week's episode. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm sorry I forgot to ask for incomings, but at least we got one and some entertaining content out of it. Es muy bueno. And remember that if you head to susticlothing.co, you can get 15% off at checkout with the code TKT.
TKT.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Goodbye, motherfucker. That was really aggressive, sorry.
Adios, pasa un tiempo maravilloso.
Bye,
Have a
bitches.
marvelous day. bye, have a
it's
wonderful
goodbye, have a wonderful time. It's the thing that you said, but in Spanish.
I've got a joke for you.
Better not have made any good jokes, so I'm not keeping this
Go
one.
on, then.
I'm just about
I'm
to
just
tell
gonna.
one.
Let him tell his newest joke. Go on.
What's the skeleton's favourite snack?
Go on then.
Well, you meant to guess.
Cheese.
Bacon.
Ribs.
How close are I win? So anyway,